Hey, it's Johara. Welcome back to my channel, to the Witchy Reader. So, I'm going to be talking about my July TBR. Yay! So, I'm going to be doing the Summer Splash Readathon. I don't know how many people are doing this readathon, but I know that Tiffany from the Book Skeptic and Robin from the Book Wormhole is doing it. We've all been talking about it a lot, about our reads, about our TBR, and we'll be doing reading sprints throughout. I'll also be doing reading vlogs throughout, so that'll be exciting. Let's get started. And what's fun about this is that not all the challenges are reading related. Um, so first is Surf's Up. Read a book with a body of water on the cover. So I thought this might be hard just because I don't I thought a lot of these prompts were actually kind of hard at first to think about because they sound like contemporary kind of books, and some of them are very where you can branch out, but there's a few of them that are very like this one. Read a book with a body of water on the cover. I was like, do I have one? But I do. If I can reach it, because I put it all the way over here, which was not smart of me. Okay, here. It's the fourth book in the Charm series. I'll be starting the Charm series, and they're all really quick and easy books, so I can get to all of them. Well, not all the Charm books in the entire series, like, no. There's like 41 books, I think, and I own all but one, which is the second to last book I do not own. But I do want to read the first 10 because the first 10 have Prue, and then the rest have Paige. And then I can read the first 10, then next month I can read another 10 with that to have Paige and not Prue. So that's my plan. But this one is the fourth book in the series. It's called Whispers from the Past, and the Charmed ones. If you have never seen the TV show, which I'm obsessed with, it's one of my all-time favorite TV shows. They live in San Francisco, and a lot of times it shows the San Francisco Bridge a lot, and they've even shown the Charmed ones on the San Francisco Bridge before. And so this is the San Francisco Bridge, and you can obviously see a body of water since, you know, it's the San Francisco Bridge. So yeah, Piper, she's my favorite. But yeah, so yay. Now, pen pal, write a letter to a friend. I already know who I'm gonna write the letter to. One of my friends who still lives in Florida. We always send each other something on holidays or our birthdays or something. Valentine's Day, Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, like all the major holidays, plus our birthdays. And I want to write her a letter, you know, because I thought it'd be fun. So that's my plan. Roots. Read a childhood favorite. So for this, I chose The Warlock. It's book 5. I haven't actually reread book 4 yet, but that's later on the list. I started rereading this series the other month, but because I was trying to do this whole Pride thing, these books got pushed back because I don't think there's any Pride characters, sadly. But I only read this series once, and that's when I was young. So but I've been loving rereading this series because I remembered basically nothing. Like, I remembered nothing about anything in the series. All I remembered was Nicholas, his wife, and the prophesied twins. Like, that's all I really remembered. So I'm excited to reread this, and it is a childhood favorite, or was, so because I enjoyed it a lot, and I'm still enjoying my reread of it because it's so action-packed, so fast-paced, and yeah, I'm loving this. Get lost. Go somewhere in town you've never been. So for the life challenges, not all of them I'm gonna do, just because some of them are like this one. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not that big of a town. I'm pretty sure I've been everywhere. And I did live here before I moved to Florida, and then I moved back, so I don't know. He waves. Read a book set entirely in the summer. So for this, I chose this one. I thought was gonna be a hard one too, until I realized. So the Secrets of the Immortal Necklace of Mel. I just showed you the Warlock from that series. Um, they do this thing where they if I can find it, uh, they do this and show like what day it is, the dates and everything. Cause like even though a lot is happening, it's all within a couple days. Each book's only a couple days length. Um, so I decided to check, and I was right because they are in summer. It's like at the very beginning of summer. It's like beginning of June. So yay. So I chose the Enchantress for this one, which is the last book in the series. And the date for this one is I just passed it. Thursday, June 7th. So June 7th is the dates for the last book. So yeah. So it's set entirely in the summer, which I'm happy about, and I'm very excited to read it. And because like I said, I mean, I finally read the first 3 books in the series. There's 6 in all, so I remember those now. But the other books, I still remember nothing. So I'm excited to see how, so it's like reading it for the first time again, and I'm excited to see how it ends, because I don't remember. Buddy read a book with a read a book with a friend. So I have this buddy read plan. Um, we were talking about it last month, and then this readathon happened, and it has a buddy read prompt on there, so yay. Um, and we are going to be buddy reading Percy Jackson. It's something I've been meaning to read Percy Jackson for a long time, but lately, last several months, I've been in the mood to read it, but I just kept pushing it back, and then we started talking about buddy read, so I pushed it back again for the buddy read. And I'm very excited to finally read Percy Jackson. I really want to finally read this series and be part of this fandom, because I have a feeling I'm going to really enjoy it, and I am very excited for it. Um, Easy breezy. Read a book that's under 200 pages. So the first book of Charmed. All these books are under 200 pages. They're all around 180. So they're quick and easy books. This one is 181. Like I said, around 180. So yay. Quick, easy, shouldn't be too hard to do. So yay. Movie night. Watch a movie set at the beach. Make it fun. So for this, I mean, as you guys know, I pretty much only read fantasy, but with TV, you guys might not know, I do branch out a little bit more. There's plenty of shows I do enjoy watching that are not fantasy, but fantasy is still my favorite genre, and I still don't watch like romance or anything. Um, and so I was trying to think, because I was like, this will be a hard prompt. Have I ever seen a movie where it's based entirely at the beach? And then I remembered. Um, I remembered Teen Beach Movie, which I haven't seen in a really long time. And I wouldn't say I love the movie, but I do like it sometimes, and I haven't seen it in a really long time. So I figured, why not watch Teen Beach Movie? It's set entirely at the beach, so it's literally called Teen Beach Movie. So that's what I'm going to be watching at some point this month. I have no idea when. Touch grass. Read one book entirely outside. So I was originally going to do a charm book, just because it's wait. Okay, I'm lost now. Oops. Okay, I did that wrong. Hold on. Sorry about that. I got all confused. I had made a last minute switch for a couple books before I filmed this video, but I put it on the wrong thing, so I had to refix that. Okay, so touch grass. Read one book entirely outside. So I do have a charm book for this, cause I mean, it's hot and I don't like the outside anyways. I don't go outside very often unless I'm going somewhere, and I don't just sit outside for no reason at all. Like um most time, unless I'm talking to somebody who's sitting outside for some reason. Um, but um, so I decided to do a charm book for this because, like I said, they're all around 180 pages. So if I'm gonna read one book entirely outside, I want it to be a quick and easy book, and that is Kiss of Darkness, which is the second book in the Charm series. So yay, and that is what I plan on doing. Um, this one has a lot to do with Prue. Prue's is all right. She's not my favorite. Um, Sunny Days. Read a book with yellow on the cover. So for this, I have The Necromancer, which is the fourth book of Secrets, the Mortal Nicholas Flamel, the one I'm on. I haven't actually started it yet, but I put my bookmark in the first chapter. Um, and yeah, so I'm gonna be reading this as yellow on the cover, as you can tell, not that much, but some. And yeah, so I'm very excited to be reading this and finally finish the series. So yay! Um, work with me here. Okay, there. Um, Pride. Read a book with a queer main character or author. So I don't actually have this book because I sadly do not own this book. But I do want to get it. I might read it at the library and then just buy it at a later date because I don't have the money for it right now. But that is Shadow of Kyoshi, which is the sequel book to Rise of Kyoshi. I read that last month for Pride, and I was gonna originally read the sequel, but that didn't end up happening. Um, but which is good because now I have another Pride book to read because this one is Pride related. So I'm gonna be reading The Shadow of Kyoshi, which is uh part of the After All Last Airbender universe. It's about Kyoshi, obviously, and Kyoshi is bisexual, and her girlfriend Rangi, I'm pretty sure, is a lesbian. At least I didn't read anything saying she might be interested in guys, but she's interested in Kyoshi. So, definitely, and Kyoshi's the main character, and she's obviously not straight. So so Shadow Kyoshi it is. And I'm very excited to read this book. Uh, track star, uh, track star. Participate in a reading sprint. Um, which will be easy. Like I already said, we are doing reading sprints. I do me and my friends, some of my closest booktube friends, we do reading and writing sprints every week, once a week. The reading sprint's always on Sundays, which is tomorrow, and then the so I mean that prompt will be checked off by tomorrow. But and we do writing sprints every Tuesday, and sometimes we read during them, but they're technically not reading sprints, they're writing sprints. It just depends if you're in a writing mood or not. Same with reading sprints. Sometimes we end up writing if we're not in a reading mood. It just depends. But usually I try to read during the reading sprints or write during the writing sprints unless I'm like really trying to finish like a book. I might read during the writing sprints or really want to finish what I'm writing. I might do writing during my reading sprints, but who knows. Tomorrow I'm definitely going to be reading though. Branch out, read from a genre you don't normally read. Um, so I chose sci-fi because I figured if I'm gonna read something outside of fantasy, it might be as well be sci-fi because I consider that the closest thing to fantasy, even though they're not the same thing. I know a lot of people like Robin and I from the bookworm who were actually talking about this, like because like at bookstores and libraries and stuff, it'll always be fantasy slash sci-fi. I'm like, but they're not the same thing. Like, what happens to a fantasy reader who doesn't read sci-fi, or a sci-fi reader who doesn't read fantasy? Because that's us. Me, I'm a fantasy reader that doesn't really read sci-fi. Robin, is a sci-fi reader who doesn't really read fantasy for the most part. I mean, but yeah. So, but I figured I might as well give sci-fi a try. I haven't really read sci-fi, and I don't really watch it either. I think there's one, maybe two movies I've seen this sci-fi, but I do like the movie Faculty with Jordana Brewster, which is about aliens, so it's sci-fi, and it was pretty good. But yeah, so I decided to read Animorphs. Robin has talked about it. Um, and it's middle grade, so I figured it'll be an easy sci-fi because I definitely don't want to read a high sci-fi, just like Robin wouldn't want to read a high fantasy just because it's like we're new to the genre, so we don't want to just jump into the hardest there is in that genre. So yeah, middle grade will be easy, and I think I'll be able to get into this book without being too confused on the world building since I'm new to this genre, and I'm very excited. I I don't know about like it, but it's a series, and I'm not sure if I'll continue it, but who knows. I like it. Picasso. Make a piece of art inspired by a book. So I think this will be fun. Who knows what I'll end up doing, but I'm excited to find out and see what I end up making that has to do with that's inspired by a book. So play pretend. Yeah, play. I can't speak. Play pretend. Be your favorite character for a day. Make choices based off what your favorite character would do. Um, I've decided for this one, I'm not going to, you know, make choices my favorite character might do because I have no idea what I would do. Like, what if my character isn't good? I think most of my favorite characters usually are good though. Even if I do like a villain, they're not my favorite character. Um, but I come up with one of my favorite characters because I do have several, obviously. And I actually have the costume for her, so it's perfect anyways. I'm not gonna make choices she would make. I'll just dress up for her. I don't even know if I'll dress up for her the entire day, but for some of it, I will dress up as her. And that will be Jenny Weasley from Harry Potter. I have a wig. I have a Gryffindor robe. I only bought the Gryffindor robe so I could cosplay as Jenny. Like I need to buy a Hufflepuff robe one of these days. But I don't have her wand sadly. I just have Harry's wand. I want to get more of their wands as well. But I'll just use Harry's wand since it's the only thing I have. And then I also have a Hogwarts ID badge for Jenny. And that one's just it's in my purse actually. But yeah, so I'm going to cosplay as Jenny, but I won't like make choices that Jenny would make. I'll just dress up as her. Um, Hot Girl Summer. Read a book written by a woman. So for this, I chose on birthday. So I've been wanting to read the Twisted Tales series for a while. The only one I've actually read so far is the Beauty and the Beast one, As Old as Time. I read that years ago because my sister bought it for me since I love Beauty and the Beast. It's always been my favorite fairy tale. But I finally bought several of the Twisted Tales series last year, and I've been meaning to read them. And I've been in the mood so I want to finally read some of them. And the ones I'm the most excited for are Birthday, which is about Alice in Wonderland, and Reflection, which is about Mulan. So those are the ones I'm most excited about, and I own most of them that I want to read because there are some I don't want to read. I don't want to read the Peter Pan one. I don't want to read the uh Cinderella one or the Snow White one because I don't care about those fairy tales. I do need to buy the Tingle one, which came out recently. I think it came out last year, and then or maybe this year. I don't know. And then I might read the Hercules one. Haven't decided, and I don't think I'm gonna read the Princess and the Frog one. I've only watched that movie once, and it was alright, but yeah, so we'll see. But I'm very excited for this one. What if Wonderland was in peril and Alice was very, very late? That's exciting. Ah, Alice is different from other 18-year-old ladies in Victorian Kexford, which is perfectly fine with her. She'd rather spend golden afternoons taking pictures with her trusty camera, chatting with her outrageous Aunt Vivian, or visiting the children in the square than receiving visitors or doing something embroidery. Thank you very much. She's also interested in learning more about the young lawyer she just met, but only because he's rather curious, not because he's rosy cheeked and charming. But when Alice develops the latest photographers of her neighbors the latest photographs of her neighbors, strangely familiar faces appear instead. The Queen of Hearts, the Mad Hatter, even the Caterpillar. But there's something quite off about them, even for Wonderland creatures. And in her self-portrait, Alice finds the most disturbing image of all, an imprisoned and injured, dark-haired girl begging for Alice's help. Returning to the place of nonsense from her childhood, Alice finds herself on a mission to stop the Queen of Hearts' mad military march across Wonderland, and to find her place in both worlds, but will she be able to do so before the end of time? Sounds intriguing, and I'm very excited for it. Cannot wait to read this one. Um, create an outfit inspired by your current read. So for this, it's not gonna be something like dressing up from a character like I'll be doing with Jenny. This one will be like the color schemes of the cover. Find outfits that match the color schemes of a cover. Like for this, I would do red and something dark because it's all shadowy. The Queen of Hearts is. So I don't know, red and black. That'd be good. So I wonder if I can find a red and black thing that I own. Maybe. But it doesn't have to be this. It's just whatever I'm currently reading at the time when I decide to do it. I mean, it could be this one, which would be purple and black. And this one, red and black again, but a different type of red. Okay. And some yellow. Uh, Spice it up. Read a book by an author of color. Um, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. So this is supposed to be for a woman author, and it is Liz Braswell. So yeah, but for this one, it's read a book by an author of color. I chose Reflection, which is also part of the Twisted Tales series. And Elizabeth Lim, she is Asian, I I believe. So that'll be so yeah, author of color right here. And what if Mulan had traveled to the underworld? Fa Mulan has a warrior's heart. She would do anything to protect her loved ones, including go to war in her alien father's place disguised as a soldier called Ping. And when the captain of her regiment, Li Shang, takes a grievous blow meant for her, Mulan knows she must do everything she can to help him survive his life-threatening injury, even if that means accepting a harrowing mission to the underworld Diyu. King Yama, the ruler of Diyu, is not about to make things easy for her. With the help of Shang's great lion guardian, Mulan must traverse the underworld, face near impossible obstacles, and bring Shang back before sunrise, or stay in Diyu forever. As if that weren't enough, Mulan is still posing as Ping and grappling with the decision to reveal her true identity, especially as she and Shang grow closer. Time is of the essence. Will Mulan be able to save Shang and herself before it's too late? Interesting. But like I said, I'm very anticipated for this one. Um, TPWK, perform a random act of kindness. Haven't decided what that will be yet, but I don't think it'll be too hard. I like performing random acts of kindness, so we shall see what that turns out to be. Summer vacation, read a translated work. This is the only reading prompt I don't plan on doing just because I have no idea what to do for it. Never read translated work before, and I just don't know what to do for it. Photo op, participate in an Instagram challenge. So I don't, even though I have Instagram, I'm not on it that much. I just post every so often, and I have no idea what this Instagram challenge is. So I may do it or may not. It depends if I figure out what it is before the end of the month. So we shall see. Sandcastle, read a book featuring royalty. So I was thinking about doubling prompts with one of the Twisted Tales series, but then I realized that the two I'm most anticipated for and wanted to read this month are the only, I think, are the only Twisted Tale books I own without royalty: Alice in Wonderland and Mulan, which I found funny. So I decided to add a third Twisted Tales book just because I do want to finally read all of them, and this way I can get 3 of them done this month. And I chose A Whole New World, which is probably the one I'm anticipating the most after Reflection on birthday. And I'm very excited for this one as well. I think it'll be interesting. It says, "What if Aladdin has never found a lamp? Aladdin is a street rat like most. He's just trying to survive another day in impoverished Agrabah. Jasmine is a princess, one who is about to enter into an arranged marriage. All she wants is to escape her fate, to see what lies beyond the palace walls. But everything changes when the Sultan's trusted advisor, Jafar, suddenly rises to power. With the help of an ancient lamp, Jafar attempts to break the laws of magic and gain control over love and death. Soon Aladdin and the deposed Princess Jasmine must unite the people of Agrabah in rebellion to stop the power-mad ruler threatening to tear the kingdom apart. This isn't the story you already know. This is a story about power, about revolutions, about love, about one moment changing everything." Sounds really good. I'm very excited for this one as well. I think it'll be good and interesting, and I cannot wait to read it. So yay. Okay. So next is pause the AUX. Make a playlist inspired by one of your reads. So I know I've heard people do this, make a playlist inspired by uh at least I've heard for the writing community, making a playlist inspired by your WIP. I've never done it, and I don't exactly know how to do it. I mean, I know how to do it. Like I think it'll be hard for me to find songs. I feel like, I mean, sometimes when I'm writing, I'll be and listening to music, I'll be like, hey, this song fits this character I'm writing, or this plot point I'm writing. Um, but yeah, I don't know about making a playlist, but I'll try it for this challenge. I don't know how easy it'll be, and I don't know which one of my reads I'll do. Hey, I know I could do a playlist with the Charm theme song. That's a bit cheating. I'm sure of it, but it never said that I couldn't. So, I could do a playlist with the Charm theme song. I think I have the Charm theme song on Spotify. Um, and and it'll be like, yeah, I mean, it'll be Charmed-esque. So, is that cheating? That is the question. Let's just pretend it's not cheating. um, Shared love. Read someone else's favorite book. So I am doubling the book I chose for this. I'm doubling with another prompt because this is the last prompt, but I'm doubling with the prompt I mentioned. Branch outside of your preferred genre. Um, Animorphs. I asked Robin what was one of her favorite books since I decided to do sci-fi, and Robin reads sci-fi. Um, and she gave me two, but she said one of them is high sci-fi, so I might not be comfortable reading that, and she was right. Just like I know she probably won't be comfortable reading high fantasy. But she gave me the Animals recommendation, which is why I chose it for the other prompt as well, and as this one. Because this way I can read and I can double up the prompts, and that's less to read. And so I plan on reading Animorphs, just the first book. If I do end up enjoying it, I might continue the series, but if I do, I'll probably put the series on hold because I want to finish the books I own and the books that I'm really anticipating for my TBR, cause So yeah, that is my I do have a few books that I plan on reading that is not actually on this TBR. I'm feeling presumptuous apparently, but the Crimson Spell, which is the third book in Charmed, because I have the prompts for the first, second, and fourth. So I need to read this before I read the fourth one, obviously. And I also plan on reading books 5 to 10. I mean, they're quick and easy books, and I want to read 10 books a month. And this month I want to read all the ones that have Prue in them, because only 10 of them has Prue in them, and then after that Prue dies and Paige comes, because Prue's only in the first 3 seasons, and then she dies, and then Paige comes, and she's in the rest of the seasons. So it's the same thing here. Prue's only in 10 of them, and then Paige is in all the rest. And so yeah, I plan on reading all these. And they're very quick and easy to read, so I don't think it'll be that much of a problem. But yeah, so that is my plan this month. I do want to read this book. I've been meaning to read it since I bought it the other month, but because I've been having like these scheduled things like Pride Month and then this readathon. That's the word I was looking for. This might get pushed back again. But if I do have time at the end of the month after I finish all the other books on my TBR, then I'll read it. If not, then I'll definitely read it next month, no matter what. So yeah. But that is my plan. Please like and subscribe and comment if you are participating in this readathon, if you are planning on if you have read any of these, if you plan on reading any of these, and I'll talk with you guys later.